The ICF Canoe Sprint World Championships are brought to you by the Province of Ontario, the Government of Canada, and Tourism Niagara.
27 medals at these World Championships, more than 200 more than the next second place medal finisher, and that's for a reason. They've got an earlier spring and a longer fall, so they're on the water a lot longer than most of these countries.
Yeah, and here we go.
Lane number 1, Tom, in the next race is Curtis Imrie from New Zealand. Hong Kong's Chung Chung in lane 2. Tahiti's Hanu Paru in lane 3. Lane number 4, Spain's Pelayo Rosa. Lane 5, Hungary's Richard Janza. And lane number 6, Puerto Rico's Kevin Figueroa. Venezuela's Ulises Gonzalez is in 7. Armenia's Vladimir Alavadrian in lane number 8. And Kyrgyzstan's Kirill Bondar in lane 9.
Yeah, and that Hungarian athlete in lane 5, Janza, was first place at the European Junior Championships about 1 month ago, with a time of 3:36. So again, we'll know when he goes through. Well, and they're off. Here we go. We'll watch lane 5. He's going to set the tone of this race.
And on the outside, Tom, lane number 8 are the Armenian and the Kyrgyzstani paddlers. 8 and 9 are off to a flying start, trying to gain an advantage in the early stages of this race. But you're going to find in lane number 5, Hungary's Richard Janza, in lane 4, Spain's Pelayo Rosa, really starting to amp it up. But on the outside, it was Vladimir Alavadrian in lane number 8.
Boat in the water. Someone tipped off the line. That will happen at this regatta. You never know what's going to happen. These boats are incredibly narrow, incredibly tippy. And if just one misstroke, if you slice that paddle a little bit, you're going in the water no matter how good you are.
Yeah, I think it was the Tahitian paddler, Hanu Paro, that looked like he was in the water there. And lane number 3 looks to be open.
Yeah, it looks like it must have been that, lane 3. The wind looks like it's died down a bit, which will affect the times going forward. It's just one of those things that happens in the sport. The athletes, we should see slightly faster times in this race if it's as close as the last one. Again, the heats, it's all about jockeying for position and finding out where you stand.
And there's the Hungarian in lane number 5, Richard Janza. You can see by the green jersey. And look at that technique, very efficient. Not a big guy, but very efficient in his maneuvering of the paddle. But look at the Spaniard, Pelayo Rosa in lane 4. He looks to have a real good race going on here, but again, it's gamesmanship. They're jockeying for the top 6 positions to move to the semis.
Yeah, that Hungarian right now looks very relaxed to me. He looks very comfortable, very confident in his technique. And I think it'll be an interesting last 200 meters to see if he really wants to go for that top spot in the race or not.
The Hungarian looks about a 90 stroke per minute rate, but the Spaniard is probably a 105. You'll see the Hungarian really start to pick it up as we hit the 500 meter mark. And here he's not worried about this deficit right now, but look at him go now. He's starting to close the gap.
Yeah, he did a big start, let it coast a little bit, figure out where he's sitting, and now through the 500, he'll pick it up a little bit.
And in lane 1, the New Zealander, Curtis Imrie.
Yeah, New Zealand has got some strong athletes. They have had them for years. Recently, Ben Fooey has been a force on the senior circuit. And the New Zealanders often come from surf ski, switch into Flatwater for a chance to go to the games. So they're another fit team, and we'll see a lot of the New Zealanders.
This is the Spaniard, Pelayo Rosa, really turning it on now, going head-to-head with the New Zealander. But that Hungarian is way too relaxed for not to have more gas in the tank. He's just playing possum, coming top 6. He knows what he's doing. He's well in control.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty calm race. It's a little more spread out. What we'll see in the heats, especially in an event with 4 heats like the junior men's K1, we'll see a lot of athletes that are at a high level, and then some that just aren't quite there yet, and that's normal, and that's sport. And so there'll be a bit of a spread, bigger spread in some races than others. The Marshall's heat was pretty tight. Looks like this one's going to be a little more spread out.
The New Zealander does look strong. He's in a really relaxed pace right now. The Spaniard's picking it up. That Hungarian still is just saying, I'm going to sit back and I'll see you at the semis.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I always find it really interesting to see how these play out coming into the semis. Sometimes you think they're just taking a break. Sometimes they're not.
Those are great ISO shots. Look at the leg movement and watch the rotation. It's their back muscles and their hips that really drive the boat forward. It's a beautiful mechanic, and their physics teacher from high school would really love this sport. But here comes the New Zealander.
Last 20 meters, New Zealand in 1. He's really picked it up for the finish. Spain in lane 4. finishing second, a comfortable second, little boat shoot, and Hungary comfortably in lane 5, coming in third. And now there's a real fight here. There's a fight between 8 and 9 for that 6th position.
Yeah,
Oh,
looked like
lane
the
9.
Kyrgyzstani athlete got the Armenian right at the line.
Slowly. And here are the results from Heat 3 of the Junior Men's K1000. And we see Curtis Emery with a comfortable 349. Like I said, around a 350 in this headwind. It's going to be a bit slower, and there's also the whole jockeying going on.
And lane number 4, Kevin Ferguera. I saw him in Lake Placid about a month ago. This kid can paddle. Keep your eye out, though.